Yes. Good evening, everyone. We are back with again a paper one live session. So here we have Sanjo with me. He is one of our offline student at Vallat. Hello, Sanjo. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, sir.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. So I think your YouTube babies are joining only. So let us wait for that. Now it is like we have started the line and they are joining and like it's the exams are coming near and the preparations are going so well. And we know that paper one is so much important in the case of NTN nowadays. 50 questions we have more and enough 100 marks to score from that. So like if you score above 40 or 45, obviously if you score above 45, you'll get obviously you can score JRF like if you study paper two also. So that is how it's like the paper one importance have reached in the NTN. So today I think we have the 18th session of online quiz series of paper one. We have 18 like many subjects like many topics we have learned, and today we have communication. Now, yes, now some of them have joined. I think so. Once again, it's Sanjo with me, everyone. Once again, Sanjo with me, and Sanjo is like one of our offline student at Vallat. Welcome, Sanjo, once again.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So Sanjo, it's like communication we have today. As you know, we have 10 units in paper one, and every units in paper one is very important because we have 5 questions from every 10 units, and each of them carries 2 marks. So that is every topic is important. That every topic is given equal weightage. So communication is also important that we should learn communication like many models of communication, types of communication, and like the effectives of communication, effective communication and all. And also in teaching part, the communication can come. Some of the questions are asked like that. So we will deal some questions with communication today, and we will make engage our YouTube babies also with us. Okay, are you ready, Sanjo? Can we do?
Yes, sir, let's go.
Yes. Okay. The first question for today is the first question is effective classroom communication will enable the first option efficient teaching, interest in learning, minimal assessment, interaction between teachers and students, teacher-centric behavior, and of E statements, like 5 statements are there, and you should choose the correct answer from the options given below. You have A, B, C, B, C, D, and E, C, D, E, and A, B, and D. Like while looking at the options, like what do you think, Sanjo?
Sir, I think we can eliminate some of the options, right? Because
Yes.
when we look at the first option, efficient teaching is surely one
Exactly. Efficient teaching,
major
like
part.
if it is
Yeah.
effective classroom communication, we will have efficient teaching. Good. Yeah.
Then interesting learning, sure, because it's like a
Yes.
two-way. Because if a
Yes.
teacher is teaching us properly, we need to have that interest, right?
Exactly. The interest in
Uh,
learning is also there. So then I think we have minimal assessment will it be there? Minimal assessment.
no, sir, that is
I don't
surely
think
not an
so.
option.
Minimal assessment, it won't be like obviously if it is an effective classroom communication, obviously it will be a nice also like it will be a good assessment there. And
Yes,
D
sir.
also we can take, right? Interaction between
Yes,
teachers
sir.
and students. And
Sure, sir. Yeah.
teacher-centric behavior means like if it is a good communication, only teacher won't be speaking.
Yes, sir. It's a dual nature, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we will go with the A, B, D, right?
Yes, sir. Option D.
So I think we have option, which option it is?
Option D, sir.
D, exactly. So we'll go with D, and our YouTube babies are also answering it as D. So we'll go with option D only. So that's option D we have. That's the correct answer. So we'll go with the second question now. Everyone have answered it as D. Very good. Very good. Yes. Now, second question it is for you, Sanjo. Can you read that?
Okay, when a communicated message is based on a reference to another, it is called, we have 4 options, meta message, source
Yes.
message, referential message, and ancillary message.
Yes. So when a communicated message is based on a reference to another, it is called meta message, sourced message, referential message, and ancillary message. Okay. Like we have it, if it is a sourced message, obviously we have a source and out. Referential means we are referring to like I will tell you what it is like. Referring to the speaker will be referring to a specific thing and all. Like can you go to the answer? Most of them will think that that is referential message. It is referential message, is it?
Yeah, even I thought it's a referential message
Referential message.
because
Okay.
it's
Our YouTube babies are answering it as C. Everyone is answering C, B, N. I think it's not C because it's meta message only. It's based on reference to another. If it is like based on message or reference to another one, it will obviously a meta message. Referential message, what do you mean? Referential message means it's like the speaker will be speaking about a specific thing, referring about a thing because for example, their movement or a specific place. Like for example, this tiger is seen here. Okay, for example, a reference is being given, and the what the sender or the audience analyze that message. That is what referential message means. Ancillary message is somewhat another kind of message. It's a two-way communication message what we have. So this communicated message, which is based on reference to another, is called meta message. Okay. Yes. So Sanjo, you have
okay, sir.
fans. I think like Sanjo and Love, they have been in the chat box and all. Like you have many fans from here. Okay, our YouTube babies are coming in and the answer and all. Okay. So they have answered C, but it is A. The answer obviously the A is the answer. So please check into that answer. So can we move on to the next one now?
Yeah, sir.
Yes. So the next one, a man wanted to send an image document file to his friend using a device called facsimile. Okay, it is pronounced as facsimile. This device is commonly known as what? Okay, is it facility? Okay, obviously it won't be facility. You know that I made that option facility. Okay, then it is fax machine, then it is SMS, and then it is email. What do you think of like image document file? Okay, image document file. Send the image document file. So like if you have an idea, what do you think of that?
Sir, I think it's either both, or it's either B or D because SMS, I don't think we can send it because it's
Yes,
the literal full form of SMS like short message service.
yes,
Then
exactly, exactly.
email is also a possibility, but
Ah,
since the term is facsimile, I think we'll go with fax machine
yes, exactly.
because
It's a
it's
facsimile
the
using
word
a
itself.
device called facsimile as it is. We have a somewhat relation to fax machine. So that is correct, Sanju. That was a good
Yes.
connection that you had. It is facsimile. It is fax machine only. That is correct. So we will go to the next question now. We have the fourth question coming up. Yes. Now it's your turn to read. I think you can read it.
Okay, genuine communication cannot be planned because option A, many channels need to be utilized. B, it is difficult to stick to the pre-decided topic. Language is a very poor medium of expression. The cycle of message depends on spontaneous verbal and non-verbal feedback chain.
Yes. So you know what do you mean by genuine communication and all? So when we are on to something like what is like what we are in what we have in our mind when we can communicate, like obviously it will be a spontaneous one, right? So that genuine communication cannot be planned because like what we are doing a live. So this
Hmm.
cannot be planned before what all things should be talk or what all things should be spoke here. It can like it's a genuine communication from both of us. Like we are interacting and we are teaching them and we are learning and also. So what is the basic thing? What is the cycle of like? Is it many channels need to be utilized? No, I think it's not.
I
And
don't think so.
it is not difficult to stick to the pre-decided topic. It won't be difficult because like we are sticking to the topic. Like we decided communication. Obviously, it is like we can stick on to the topic. And language is a very poor medium of expression. Obviously not.
No.
So I think can we go with the option D?
Yes, sir.
Our YouTube babies are also going with option D. That is the cycle of messages depends on spontaneous verbal and non-verbal feedback chain. Obviously, if we have a message, if we have a genuine communication, what we have a spontaneous reaction or a spontaneous message coming out. We have verbal actions, we have non-verbal actions, so we have verbal feedback, we have non-verbal feedback. Actually, they are liking our video and they are like putting hearts to our video, comments. These are all verbal and non-verbal feedback what we have. This is spontaneous. Like we didn't plan this. Like we didn't tell anyone to comment on this session, or we didn't tell like, okay, you should comment this answer. But that is a genuine communication. What is happening? That is that Sanjo?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that's we will go with the option D. I think the cycle of messages depends on spontaneous verbal and non-verbal feedback chain. That's it. Okay. So we'll have the next question. That is the fifth question. What we have in a classroom setting, which of the following is an example of non-verbal communication by a teacher? Okay. So you have verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Obviously, you know verbal. What do you mean by verbal? And what do you mean by non-verbal? Okay. The first one is writing on the board. Second one is providing written feedback. Third one is oral explanation of a topic. Fourth one is sending emails to students. Sanjay, if you are able, can you distinguish between verbal and non-verbal? Like, do you have an idea of verbal and non-verbal? Verbal means
Basically, it's the use of word.
Yes, obviously, exactly, it's correct. And what will be non-verbal then, if it is?
Non-verbal is without words.
Yes,
If you are
without the words,
communicating
you are
something without
expressing
words,
the communication. Like obviously, without your speaking, you are expressing the things. Like what will be that in the classroom communication? Like, can you sort out the option from the options like A, B, C, D, which you think it is most correct one?
it's not. I think it's A because we can just
Ah,
sort it. It's not oral explanation,
okay,
obviously,
okay,
and
okay.
it's definitely sending emails.
Yeah, C, you can
So I
be
think I have to go with option A.
option A. Okay, C, you can eliminate, and you said that it's like non-verbal. It's like writing on the board. Okay, let us check the answer. Like our YouTube babies are also answering. It's A, all A, and like we have the explanation also from their side. They have said that non-verbal by action of the teacher and teaching. They said that the explanation itself. So we'll go with the option A. That is the correct answer. It is writing on the board. That's the correct one. Okay, so we have the next question. Question number 6. Okay, so it's your turn to read the question, Sanjo.
Okay, place the components of the communication process in a classroom setting in the correct order. Students' feedback, teachers' message, students' decoding, teachers' encoding.
Yes. What is it? Students' feedback, teachers' message, students' decoding, teachers' encoding. So what will be the first one, obviously?
It's encoding. Like we have to decide. We have to send the
Yes,
message.
yes.
So
Exactly.
at
Okay,
encoding.
encoding. So that is done by teacher. That is teachers' encoding. Okay. So, Sanjo, will it come immediately after teachers' encoding? Will it be students' decoding?
No, sir. First, the message has to reach. Then
Yes.
we'll decode.
Yes, exactly. So the message has to be reached to the student. So obviously, teacher's message should be there. So I think we will
Yes, sir.
go with 4. First one will be first. Okay. So we
Yes,
have
sir.
4 with 2 options, A and C. Then we can go with I asked you like immediately teachers encoding. We won't have students feedback. So then can we go with option A? I think
Yes,
4,
sir.
2, 3, and 1. Like first is teachers encoding, the second is teachers message, and the third is students decoding, and after that students feedback. Okay, we'll check the answer. It is right. We have 4, 2, 3, 1 exactly what we have, like the like what we have said. Okay, that's teachers encoding first, then we have teachers message, then we have students decoding, and then we have students feedback. Very good. Like that's it's actually we are getting answers from our YouTube babies and all. They are answering it as A. All answers are like they are getting it as A. So it's very good. Like a very nice session. We are having it. We'll go to the next question now. Which of the following best represents a scenario of synchronous communication? Okay. First, you want to know what is synchronous communication. Then only we can go to the option. So sending an email to a coworker and receiving a reply the next day. Okay. Posting a message on a company's bulletin board. Okay. A live chat session between customer service and a client. Okay. Recording a video message to be reviewed by team members at a later time. Okay. So we have 4 options. And what do you mean by synchronous communication? Like our YouTube babies are here. What do you mean by synchronous communication? Synchronous means what do you mean by synchronous? So obviously, what do you mean by synchronous? It is like it is not like a planned one what we have. It's a spontaneous one. It's an immediate one what we are having. Okay, like it won't be the later one we have to assess. For example, asynchronous one means the message will be received by the receiver after a specific time or a specific period. Like the feedback will be only after a time. Okay, like if it is a spontaneous one, what option what we have, Sanjo? Can you go with the options?
Uh, It's not option A because they are receiving a reply the next day, so it's not real time.
Exactly. It's an email to coworker and receiving a reply the next day. Okay.
Same
It's
thing with
like it's not a spontaneous one. Like it's not a live one. Okay. Next.
same thing with option B and D because
Ah,
there is no real time reply or communication going through.
yeah,
So
exactly.
the
So
only
that
option
means
is
posting a
option
message on company's bulletin board means every employee won't see that bulletin board at a time and they will reply to that. So that's also there.
exactly.
And D is like recording a video message and then later time it is being reviewed. It's also not there. So we will go with option C, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it's like live session what we have that is customer service and a client. It's a synchronous. Okay. Sanjay, can I ask you one question? What is the communication between us to what we are doing? Is it synchronous or asynchronous?
This is synchronous, sir.
Synchronous. Obviously, it will be synchronous because like it is a live session. Obviously, I'm asking questions. You are replying to the immediately. You are replying to that one. Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
all. Yes. So that we learned what is a synchronous and like a non-synchronous, like asynchronous thing. What we have learned, and we got the example also. So we'll go to the next question. Question number 8. Sanjay, can you read that?
Which of the following is a characteristic of informal communication? Strict adherence to the organization hierarchy, reliance on written communication, spontaneity and flexibility, formal approval processes.
Okay. Which of the following is a characteristics of informal communication? So informal communication, like what do you mean by we have formal and informal? You get the word from the word itself. You get what do you mean by formal and informal? Okay. Like what is the characteristics? A strict adherence to the organizational hierarchy. Like if you have a classroom setup, like or else like if it is a meeting. Okay, if it's like a meeting, what we have, if we have a formal meeting, obviously we have formal like we have the hierarchy and all, like who should speak first and who should say the vote of thanks, who should say the welcome address and all. And like the reliance on written communication, is it like in informal communication, do we do that? Like, what do you mean by informal? Like what we friends talk? Okay. Like what we friends talk, like what we talk like this, like it's an informal communication, like we talk what we have. Like what do you mean by that? Obviously, can we go with the option A, B, C, D? Which of the options, Sanjo, you will go with?
I'll go with C, sir,
C.
because we had this in the previous question also. It's spontaneous
Yes.
and it's flexible.
Yes, exactly. So
There's
we had
nothing
a previous
formal.
question. We had a previous question like some are answering D, but it's not D. Like, do we need a formal approval process for informal? Like, if you are chatting with our friends or if you are communicating with our friends or teacher, like with an informal manner, we don't need a formal approval and all. Like, it's like a spontaneous one, and so it also a flexible one. Okay, like it can be a, dual way channel, dual way speaking, or one way, anything. Like it's a spontaneous and flexible one. We'll go to option C. So I think we have option C as the answer. Everybody, I think, love YouTube babies are also answering it as option C. Okay. I think they know what is an informal communication is. Okay. So we'll go the next question. Question number 9. We have identify the correct sequence of the following communication forms. Okay. Like how it is happening. We have mass communication, we have public communication, we have group communication, we have interpersonal communication, we have intrapersonal communication. And what we have like is it ADCEB option, then coming EDCBA, ECBDA, and ABCDE. Okay. Like Sanjay, what do you mean by intrapersonal? What is intrapersonal?
Yeah, interpersonal communication is basically the communication within ourselves. Like our
Yes,
thoughts is
exactly. Within ourselves.
inward.
Within ourselves. Okay,
Yeah.
then what do you mean by interpersonal?
Yeah, what you and I are having right now is interpersonal because
Exactly. You got that
two
thing.
people.
Yes, two people. If they are communicating, it is interpersonal. Group means like if we are having like we are having like a if we are like I'm talking to a group of 10 people. It's like what we have as a group. Okay, it's a group what we have. And what do you mean by public? Obviously, like when we have a class or a meeting, if I'm speaking to that, it's a public. Mass communication, obviously, like channels like media channels, what we have, like mass to a mass, like mass population, what we communicate something. So that is like through medias, what we have. So what will be the prior, like the order or the sequence, what you have?
The first, definitely it's interpersonal, and like it is according to the reach of our
Okay.
communication. from
Okay,
smaller
like
to bigger. So
okay, like so we want to speak to ourselves first. So that intrapersonal will be coming first, right? That you said.
yes.
Okay, so that is obviously there. So intrapersonal will be there. And the next one, it will be after when we
In-
consider it like we will be interpersonal, right?
yes, sir.
Interpersonal. So we have first one E, then we have D. So the only option
Yes,
with
sir.
E and D, then coming C, B, and is like option B. Can we go with option B?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Obviously, we can go with option B. So that's it. So that is E, D, C, B, A. That's we have intrapersonal. As you said, we have the talk or the speaking or the communication within ourselves. And then we have interpersonal. That means we want to communicate with one or one in twos, and then in groups, then in public, and then in mass. Okay, that is like what we have an effective communication than what we have, or the correct sequence will what we like. If it is like first when we talk to a public or group, it won't work out. Like we should have ideas, so we should develop ideas from our own self, then with someone and with the group and all. That is the correct sequence of the communication what we have. Okay, so I think our YouTube babies are also like they said the answer as B. The correct answer they said it as B. Okay, like it's a very good one that you have. Like the next question, can you read the question, Sanjo?
Which of the following are traditional approaches to communication? Machine to man, machine to machine, rhetoric, semiotic, and phenomenological.
Okay. So we should know what is rhetorical, semiotic, phenomenological, and all. Rhetorical is actually what you speak like it's a traditional message, but you have a specified like it is like the speaker speaks to the audience in order to motivate them. Okay, like maybe through the stories of like through their stories or maybe some of the quotes by them. Like it was like the rhetoric communication was said by like it was by the Aristotle what we have. Okay, so and semiotic means it is using the science and all what we communicate using the signs or like we have many forms of signatures and like expressions what we have we communicate using that is what you mean by semiotic. Okay, phenomenological means actually you have a definite like each of the like for example it is said that communication also like what it urges or in increases the process like what we have the language also process the systems what we have like means we are learning some phenomenons and we are communicating on a specific phenomena what we have like the perspective of the different one will be different like Sanjo will be having a different perspective of a phenomena. I will be having a different another different perspective what we have. So that is like it's what when we think about like machine to man, you know what is machine to man. Like when I'm giving a when I'm giving a things to this computer replace back to me. And machine to machine also, you know, like that not will be a traditional approaches, right? So this C, D, and D is obviously a traditional approach, like what we have in the earlier times, what we have. And if it is machine coming, like we know it is like related with the 2000 or the latest century, what we have. So obviously, what is the option that you have, Sanjo? Can you go with the option?
Option, yeah, option D, sir. See, we're including C, D, and E. It's option D.
Yeah, yeah. Including C, D, and E, what we have. So we'll go with option D. Okay. So that will be the answer. That's the correct answer. What we have, C, D, and D. And our YouTube babies are also saying that it is D, and like they have a better understanding of what approaches of communication are these. Okay. So we'll go with the next question. This question number 11. Which of the following would influence the effectiveness of communication in classroom instruction in a critical way? Okay, so you have a communication classroom, and that should affect the classroom instruction in a critical way. Okay, like maybe a critical thinking and all. And the first option is like teaching aids used by the teacher while making presentation. Okay, teaching style preferred by the teacher while transacting. Okay, academic intelligence and personality characteristics of the teacher. Okay, subject knowledge of the teacher. Okay, what do you think, Sanjo? Like, which will be the most apt one?
Yeah, initially when we see it, it's like all of the options are true. But
Hmm.
when we look at teaching aids and academic intelligence, subject
Yes.
knowledge, the
Yeah.
only thing that matters is how the teacher presents it. So the
Yeah.
teaching
Exactly.
style is, I think, the teaching style is what governs all the other options.
Exactly. Exactly. Like what all we take, if we take teaching aids, if we take academic intelligence, if we take the subject knowledge of the teacher, the difference that make is the teaching style preferred by the teacher, right? Like what
Yes.
style he prefers, like a teacher is while transacting the communication, that things or that transact the communication or the classroom instruction in a critical way. So I think, can we go with the option B?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Teaching style.
okay. Our YouTube babies are different. Like they are selling the teaching aids. Obviously, there are answers. Like when we read four options, we will think that these four options are correct. But
Yes, sir.
as Anjo said, if these select, like if we select teaching aids, academic intelligence, or personality or subject knowledge, these all depends on what teaching style he prefers. That is the thing. So that we will go with the option B, teaching style preferred by the teacher while transacting. That is it. Okay. Like somebody in the chat is asking, where is Kalyani ma'am? She's there. Obviously, she's there. Like she's busy with some classes, and like we are giving chances to our students to be in the YouTube live and learn. That's why like at some point, like at some of the live, she also will be joining us. Okay, don't worry. She's there only. Yes. So we have the next question. That is the last question for today, 12th one. And Sanjo, can you read that?
In the communication process, when the sender and the receiver interchange their roles in respect of sending and receiving the message, it is called A. Universal mode, B. Transactional mode, C. Singular flow mode, and D. Pluralistic mode.
Yes, we have a universal model. We have several models for communication, like universal model. We have transactional model. What we have singular flow model, pluralistic. What do you mean by singular flow model? Can you do you know, Sanjo? What do you mean by singular flow?
I think it's actually basic level of communication where there is a sender and a receiver.
Okay,
It's like
like sender. Yeah, sender and receiver is there. Like, and the communication flows only from the single, like from the sender, and there won't be any feedback from the receiver. Okay, singular flow. Maybe like when you listen to a TV channel, obviously that will or a news in TV, like it is like in a singular flow method. They are only speaking and like they will receive the message. They will send the message. And universal model, what we have, obviously, like we have a sender, receiver, a channel. Like what is that is what we have a universal model. Pluralistic also, it's opposite of singular flow model. What we have a pluralistic model. So obviously, like if the sender and receiver interchange their roles in respect of sending, like if they are interchanging their roles, obviously that is transactional model. And our YouTube babies are answered that it is B only, transactional model only. So we will also go with option B, that is transactional model. Yeah, it's somewhat a great answer, like what we have transactional model. And that was the last question that we had. Sanjo, did you enjoy the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that was like it is a 18th session, the completion of the 18th session of online live series of paper on. Like in the next week also we'll come with another one. Meanwhile, that time you study, you prepare for your net. Like it's like we have 20 days or 25 days coming for the exam that we have. Prepare well, like it's like a crucial days for you. Prepare paper one, prepare paper two, like follow our channel and like our videos and all, and share our videos with your friends, and they can also learn. And we'll come with the other session of paper one in the next Wednesday. So like Sanjo, thank you for being with us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye bye. We will meet you. Good night, everyone.